Hello, my friends, and welcome back. I'm Shiskel Gaming, and in today's video, I want to talk about the state transfer event because when I was trying to figure out how transfers were going to work, there was information out there, but you had to find somebody who had the screenshots, and it's like, okay, bro, here we are. The event is here. I'll show you the rules. I'll show you how it works as someone who is managing for our state how this goes, and let's get after it. The state transfer event takes place over the course of 3 different phases. Phase 1, which you see here, is the pre-transfer phase. This lasts for about 3 days, and during this time, you're able to see, are you a leading state or not? Now, I was surprised that we were a leading state. Here we are, 2242, a leading state, despite having never won SVS prep, and despite having just lost SVS. But whatever, somehow we are a leading state, which I understand to mean that we're in the top 20% of states within our grouping based off of the power of some number of our players. I couldn't tell you exactly how it works, but we'll read through all the rules and see if we can find some information here. So this is very critical because being a leading state versus an ordinary state, which is what you want to be for transfers, determines how many people can actually go to your state and the amount of power that's allowed. So you can see that we are limited to a maximum of 84.5 million power in terms of players that are coming for the next phase where we invite people, whereas the ordinary states have a limit of 130 million power, and you'd better believe there's a very, very big difference there. So if we go onto this main screen, you can see that as the person who is in charge of our state, I can set the power. I can't go past the 84.5 million power mark. That is locked, and I can't show you what it says when I tap it because nothing is happening. So there it is, okay? You can see the rules over here. It's showing you I'm the manager. It shows how the power cap is set, and there is that information. Now, if you are transferring to some other state, you can see your personal transfer cost in the upper portion of the screen. You can see it listed here. I can go buy passports from the shop. They're called transfer passes. Or I can buy them from packs, and that adds up very, very quickly. You can see here that I have a transfer score listed. And let's see here. Your transfer score is there. Prospective states rating is there. I don't know what the prospective state's rating is, but the transfer cost of 30 passes, the higher the state's rating relative to your score, the more transfer passes are required. Your transfer score is determined by your overall battle strength. That is some of your furnace, chief gear, charms, hero power, hero gear, power, and pet power, but does not seem to include troop strength. So you have a transfer score, and the number of passes, I guess, is determined in part by where you're trying to go to. Okay. And if we hit the info button here, let's see what's here. Many of the most prosperous chiefs have been known to seek greater fame. Okay, blah, blah, blah. Limits. During each event, transfers can only be made to neighboring states with similar progress. So that means, are you all FC5, for example? Yeah. For details, please refer to the state list and transfer interface. There's the state status, 2 types, leading and ordinary. Note, state transfer score of a state is the sum of the transfer score of the top 100 active chiefs in that state. Okay, interesting. So it is the top 100. I had heard that, but now I see. That's exactly where it is in the rules. Okay. So, wow. All right, transfer phases. The transfer event will allow a 3-phase schedule. Phase 1 is the pre-transfer. The state manager in the pre-transfer phase has the power to set the cap, which we just did, and I showed you how to do that. Transfer power is calculated by summing the chief's power, injured troops' power in the infirmary, reserves power in the enlistment office. In other words, chiefs whose transfer power exceeds the transfer power cap will not be able to freely transfer to that state in phase 3. Okay. The president of each state automatically becomes a transfer manager at the start of the event, but if the state does not have a president, the transfer manager will go to whichever chief was most recently the president So in my case, we recently were beaten in SVS, the first time that's happened for us. And despite not owning the castle, I still am the transfer manager because I was the last president. The invitational transfer. Okay, this is where like most people should try to transfer. Phase 2. Transfer managers can invite chiefs from other states to undertake early transfers through ordinary and special invites. The transfer manager may issue ordinary invites to any chief meeting the state's transfer power cap. Chiefs who can transfer into a state through ordinary invites must satisfy the power cap. The transfer manager may only issue special invites to chiefs exceeding the transfer power cap. Each state and its transfer manager begins with 3 special invites, one of which will be returned on the first of every month, up to a maximum of 3. Phase 3, transfer opens. This phase opens up transfer to all chiefs to transfer to any state they choose as long as they meet the designated power cap. As with Phase 2, chiefs in Phase 3 to exceed the state transfer power cap can ask for an exemption through a special invite, but these special invites are very rare. You don't get a lot of these to work with. Once approved, the special invite will allow transfer to that state. Special invites are not available to leading states in the interest of promoting balanced gameplay, nor can chiefs over the transfer power cap issue special transfer requests to leading states. So we are once again cooked by this rule. Now that said, we've got some big whales, so it's not exactly a problem. It sucks because we had some players lined up, but at some point, if we're an ordinary state, we'll bring them in. All right. So transfer requirements. How many chiefs can transfer, basically? The massive power differentials between states during the event dictate only a certain number of chiefs be allowed to transfer into each type of state. Leading states get 30 chiefs. Ordinary states get 55. So we're short 25. In fact, we are going to get 20 people in Phase 2 and 10 in Phase 3. Whereas it is 35 people, I believe, in Phase 2 if you're an ordinary state, and it is 20 additional people in Phase 3. So that breakdown again is 30 for a leading state into 20 Phase 2 and 10 more in Phase 3. For an ordinary state, it's 55 total. That's 35 in Phase 2 and 20 more in Phase 3. The transfer requirements. Here we go. The chief does not exceed the transfer power cap. The chief has reached the required furnace. Okay. City is not in combat, not a part of any alliance, not a Frost Dragon, Tyrant, Transfer Manager, or President. More than 25 days have passed since the last transfer, as fewer than 4 characters in the target state. All right. Transfer costs. Require transfer passes, the number of passes required. Somewhere will be determined by the chief's transfer score. The higher the chief's transfer score versus the eligible state's rating, the more passes you need. The transfer score is determined by your overall battle strength, a sum of your chief's current furnace, chief gear, and charms, hero power, hero gear, power, and pet power. GG. Key details. Okay, interesting. There are so many details. Oh my God, what is happening here? Okay, so what are all these details about? City relocation. Your city will be randomly teleported into an area in the ice field, okay? And you get a 24-hour shield. Seems fine. You'll be automatically removed from any active group chats you have following a transfer. You can only have group chats with people in your state, interestingly. The arena. Your arena points will be reset to 1,000. Ooh, GG. Enjoy your new state, they say. Fishing tournament. Your involvement in your state's fishing tournament event will immediately cease at its current stage. If you have purchased a pass, all unclaimed rewards of all tiers will be reissued. If you have not purchased a pass, only unclaimed rewards for the tiers you achieved will be reissued. Feel free to get involved with the fishing tournament in your new state if you transfer to another state during the Master Fisher Leaderboard tally. Ranking rewards will be given to you based on your ranking in your previous state. Armament competition and officer project. Any personal milestones will be tallied and issued, then ranking data deleted. GG. Hero Rally. Your involvement will be discontinued and rewards tallied. Oof. Okay. If you purchase a pass, all unclaimed rewards of all tiers will be reissued. If you've not purchased a pass, only unclaimed rewards of the tiers you achieve will be reissued. All right. Emporium of Enigma. The Emporium is open in your new state, then your current holdings of thorns will be carried over. Oh, interesting. Okay. If your new state is not open, the Emporium, all thorns will be removed from your backpack. Ooh, exchange before you go. Vault of Enigma. Your involvement in your current state's Vault of Enigma will immediately cease with unclaimed rewards sent to mail. Feel free to get involved in your new state. Mia's Fortune. Get involved with your... Oh, involvement with the current state will cease. Unclaimed rewards sent to mail. Feel free to get involved in your new state. Symphony of Change. Your involvement with this event in your current state will immediately cease with unclaimed rewards sent to your mail. Get involved in your new state. Packs. The number of pack purchases available for any regular and limited time packs will be reset. Any packs can be repurchased. Interesting. Tundra Adventure. Your involvement in this state's Adventurer Drill will be discontinued and rewards tallied. If you purchased a pass, unclaimed rewards of all tiers will be reissued. If you have not purchased a pass, only unclaimed rewards of the tiers you achieve will be reissued. Your Tundra Adventure progress and tile level will be reset, but you can keep your dice, illusion dice, adventure coins. Your Odyssey of Adventure mission progress will be reset. Wow. Resources over your storehouse protection will be discarded, except for secured resources. Oof, big rip. I don't know why, but okay, rip resources. These details are subject to change. Wow. And there you go. The rules, those key details, they're not fooling around with those, man. So that is how transfer works. Long story short, you need to know if the state you're going to is a leading state or not. And that is determined by the top 100 players by power. Whew. Okay. There it is. There it is. Now, we may still have some spaces available for transfers. We had literally everybody lined up as though we were an ordinary state. And unfortunately, that obviously hasn't worked. So we have been recruiting players that are now in the appropriate power range. And I think we're mostly done, but we may need a few more or backups. So you can join our transfer Discord, linked in the description and the pinned comment. You can also join up if you just want to see what a decent transfer Discord looks like, but don't go there to advertise your state. That will get you banned. I don't know if at some point I'll put a place like that in my Whiteout Survival Discord. I think that's reasonable, but you're joining the 2242 transfer Discord if you want to join and check it out. Fully optional. Obviously, you don't need to do that. All right. And the other thing I'll point out, okay, is that you may want to go into the shop every week and be buying up your transfer passes. Okay. Depends on whether or not you think you're going to go somewhere, but to try to rush purchase these when it is time to go, if you are going somewhere, gets really, really expensive. Now, there is one other thing I want to show you, which is the special transfer chat, because that thing is popping off. Bro, this chat, I mean, it's calm right now. This is what calm looks like. But typically this chat is just absolutely freaking flying. It's going pretty fast. But the day this opened, it was just like completely out of control. People just, oh yeah, people just posting all kinds of nonsense, advertisements for their state, etc. A lot of stuff was inappropriate that was getting posted, but well, not a lot. That's not fair to say. But I'll just say there were some things that were I don't know, hilarious, but I'm glad they're not showing now because probably would have to edit that out of the video. So anyways, you enjoyed the video, throw a like on here, subscribe. If you want to join my state, that's 2242. Join our transfer Discord. That'll be linked in the description, all right? We are a leading state, as it turns out. And, I mean, we do have some powerful players, so I suppose that's understandable, all right? Until next time, you have fun smashing your enemies. Take care, everybody, and if you're looking for more information, okay, about what we thought transfers were going to look like versus how it's going now, check this video over here, all right? Take care, everybody.